Hello there and welcome. So now that we know what code is, we want to start learning how to code. And to do this, we first need a place to write our code. We also want to be able to test it and run it. And to do this, we need something that is called an IDE or an integrated development environment. So what is an IDE? An IDE is basically a tool that helps you write code more easily. I mean, we can always just open up a notepad and write some code inside. But this will be a very bad idea because other than just writing down this raw code, we cannot do anything with it. An IDE, on the other hand, gives us this same functionality of a text editor, but it also provides other features. For example, a compiler. We talked about compilers in the previous lesson. We need something to transform our human code, and C# is a human code, and be able to basically compile it and convert it into machine code. So all of these IDEs can do it by simply pressing a button. We can also get debugging tools that basically gives us warnings about some problems with our code. Maybe if we forgot the semicolon, we will get some kind of red warning. With a simple text editor, we cannot have this functionality. So we can save the code, we can try to run it, and then we're going to get problems and we won't even understand why. Another thing that an IDE provides us is autocompletion and suggestions, so we can start writing something over here and it will automatically suggest us to add other things. This is very useful in Unity, for example, because we can start writing different built-in components and built-in methods, so we don't need to guess them. We can simply have this IDE give us all of these options. So all of this is not available in a simple text editor, right? Please don't write code in a simple text editor. Now there's a lot of different IDEs out there, so how can we know which one to use? Usually, each programming language has its own recommended or popular IDE, and it's not usually about the programming language itself, but the purpose of the programming language, because we can use the same programming language to do different things. For example, Python can be used for AI, it can be used for data, it can be used for app development. So each different use case for this language will have a recommended IDE. For example, when we download Unity, it will provide us an option to also download Visual Studio, because this is an IDE that comes with Unity and it connects nicely to Unity, so you usually use Visual Studio. Another very popular IDE for C# is Visual Studio Code, and it's even a bit better because it's lightweight. Usually when we use the original Visual Studio that comes with Unity, it's very heavy, it consumes a lot of RAM, and usually you don't have to use all the features that it provides. Visual Studio Code, on the other hand, is very lightweight, it's not consuming a lot of resources, so you can just use it instead, but it's really up to you. The point is that you need to understand that there are many different options and you can switch between them. You can even use Visual Studio Code with Unity. And as this course is focused on programming and not on Unity, we're not going to use the original Visual Studio, although writing code and learning code is exactly the same. This is the best thing you can do to learn code better. Some people don't know what code is outside of Unity, and this is a noticeable weakness, because if you really want to understand code, you should learn the core of it. So we want to make this separation between writing code in Unity and writing code in general. For this, we're going to download and use Visual Studio Code, and although this is not the default IDE that comes with Unity, it doesn't really matter. You can write code anywhere. You can even connect it to Unity later on, but we are not going to use Unity anyway in this course. So it's very simple. You open any browser that you want, you type inside Visual Studio Code, and you go to the main website. There it's going to give you a suggestion based on your operating system. We're going to click Download for Windows. And you're going to see that it started downloading. So now that we have this downloaded, we're going to double click on it and we'll start the installation. So after you install it, you will probably see the icon on your desktop. You can always spin it over here so it will be more accessible. And when you launch it for the first time, you're going to see this page. Now, I also have some recent projects that I worked on, but this is something you're going to see. Before we actually write some code, we also want to go to the extensions over here and make sure we have these ones installed. These are optional. You don't really need them because we're not going to build too many applications. We're just going to learn the C# language. So these ones can be beneficial, especially if you want all of these functionality that I previously stated. If you want some debugging options, error handling, and maybe auto suggestions. So you can search for C#, C# dev kit, and net install tool, and just click on them. And I already have this installed, but for you, it's going to say install, click on it, and wait some time. Also C# and C# dev kit. So if you ever get lost, you simply click over here on the Explorer. Over here, you can search for specific files inside of your folders. We also have source control, which is not a part of this tutorial. We can run and debug the code once it's written, and we have the extensions. We also get settings over here. We can manage the account and the different preferences for this IDE. We can have a general search over here, and we can basically create new files by clicking here, create a new file, a new folder. We can right click and create a new text file. So usually if you have a script that you're working on, you can simply right click on the script and open it in Visual Studio. You can even make it the default file for Visual Studio, so you can simply double click on it, but you can use this like you would use any other IDE. So just for an example, let's create a new text file. Then it's going to ask us if we want to create a specific template, but we don't want to. So we can start typing, and basically at this point, we have our IDE ready. We can also increase the zoom level. So if we go to view, I'm not that of an expert in Visual Studio Code, but we can basically make it a bit bigger. I think that if we press on Control and plus sign, yes, so hold Control and press on the plus sign or the minus sign, and it will increase the size, and we can basically start writing code at this point. But this is just the beginning. In the next lesson, we're going to start learning how to actually write C#, what are the different components in C#, and it's going to be fun. So see you next time.